Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Bettina Ray. Here you'll find all things to do with yoga and motherhood and fertility and pregnancy, birth, and just coping in motherhood in those years with a young family. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, I'd really appreciate if you would give it a like or leave me a comment because I love hearing from you. So today I want to talk to you about a question I've been getting so much lately. And it's a great question. It's a really hard one to answer, but the question is, what's my number one tip for improving your fertility? It's such a big area. I really look at fertility differently now after my experience in the last couple of years. And if you're new here, the last few years have been fairly hectic for us. I've been pregnant. This is now my 4th pregnancy in 2 years. I think I worked out the other day, so I'm 21 weeks now, that I've been pregnant for 57 weeks in the last 2 years, which is insane, isn't it? It's no wonder I'm getting a little impatient now to meet this little man. So my story is I have 2 beautiful boys, very uncomplicated, normal, straightforward pregnancies, and then I fell pregnant with my 3rd. We lost him at 16 weeks, and then I had 2 pregnancies following that where I found out at about 10 weeks that there was no heartbeat. And then we took a big break, and I took a lot of time in healing and looking after myself and getting myself back to a place where I felt happy again. And now here we are. So my number one tip for fertility is so difficult to answer because I now see fertility as almost like a jigsaw puzzle of all of these little things that come together. So I think in a way we oversimplify when we say one thing, and you'll see when I give you my one thing that actually it includes a whole bunch of other things. So without a doubt, I would say the number one thing that I see as affecting fertility, both in myself and with the other women who come to my classes, is stress. And I think it's not surprising. We live in a world that is highly stressed. We have all these things that feel urgent that aren't actually urgent. And we get into this state of feeling like all the time. Like anxiety is rife in our society because of all of the things that we enjoy, like having a smartphone and being connected and working on things we love at home. Like a lot of us have a big blur now between work and family life. The lines are blurry everywhere. I think we live in a general state of stress in our society anyway, but then you add on top of that struggling to conceive, and I think our stress just skyrockets. So I find it a little bit ironic that here I was a year and a half ago, I was teaching a lot of yoga, I was practicing a lot of yoga, and I was trying to conceive our 3rd baby and carry our 3rd healthy baby. And I was highly stressed and I was incredibly anxious, and I didn't really even understand how stressed I was. And I think that's the thing with anxiety, is you kind of get so caught up in it that you don't even realize how far in you are. And I think with fertility, you get so like in that bubble, like all you can think about is having that baby. All you can think about is all the things that you have to manage. So whether it's healthy diet, whether you're charting your cycle, whether you're trying to time it because maybe your husband works away, there's all of these things. And that's not even going down the road of IVF or anything like that, which gets even more complicated. I think it just takes our entire being that we get so far in that we can't even see how stressed we are. So my number one thing for improving your fertility would definitely be taking that time to de-stress. And everyone says it to you. They say, just need to chill out, go on a holiday, you'll fall pregnant in no time. And in a way they're right. They're also insanely annoying when they say things like that, because if we knew how to chill out, we would have done it by now. So how did I get down from all of that? Honestly, taking a break was what did it for me. Taking a break and giving myself that mental space to be like, that's over there for now, it's shelved, we'll come back to it when we're ready. And in the meantime, I really took the time to look after myself, to make myself happy, and to work on the head stuff. So for me, it really was a mindset that I had to shift from. I went from being very naive in pregnancy and always thinking the best in my first 2 and then even 3 until things went wrong, to going into pregnancy almost expecting the worst. And I do think that played a big role in losing those other 2 babies, because I think I was so stressed, I was nutritionally depleted, I wasn't looking after myself, and I think my mind was already at the worst case scenario. Going into this pregnancy and over that break, I really did a lot of work with positive mantra in both my yoga practice, but also in my life, like just on a daily basis. Whenever those negative thoughts came up, I would come back to, I am healthy and strong and I'm ready to conceive my healthy baby. And it may sound crazy and it may feel a little bit silly when you first start, but honestly, it really helps to have something to do when those negative thoughts come up. And even now, when that anxiety comes up, I come back to, I am healthy and strong and I am growing a healthy baby. And it just kind of calms it all down. So not only is the mind stuff helping with the stress and the anxiety, but I think it's putting out there what I want. It's not putting out there, this is going to end badly too, which I think I was doing a lot of prior to this pregnancy. So I hope that helps explain to you what I think is the #1 thing that you can do for your fertility, which is to really de-stress. So slowing down your life wherever you can, cutting back, doing less. Practicing yoga is obviously something that I'm going to suggest, but practicing a certain type of yoga, so really slowing down the nervous system. Lots of deep belly breathing, and we can also, in our yoga practice, if it's specific for fertility, work with those mantras. If you'd like to do some fertility yoga practices, I'll link some below from my channel that you can check out, or check out my 4-part series of fertility yoga where I go through each stage of the cycle, so different practices that you can do throughout your menstrual cycle to really support your physical system, but also that mental and emotional system as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think is the #1 thing that can improve fertility. I would love to know what your opinion is as well. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you next week. Namaste.